From arts to wellness, on this month's episode of Out of the Office, we're exploring the events at the Brambleton Center with Anna Jones. Welcome to Out of the Office. I'm your host, Em Portner, bringing you ideas for your next Out of the Office adventure. On this month's episode, we're joined by Anna Jones and Alex North from Parks, Recs, and Tourism, and we're talking about winter activities at the Brambleton Center. So welcome and welcome back.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thanks for having me again.
Of course.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. Anna, do you want to tell the listeners what you do at the Brambleton Center?
Sure. So I work as a recreation programmer, and I help plan activities and events that go on mainly in the center, but I get to work with a lot of really talented instructors who are experts in their fields, whether it's exercise, art, a wide array of activities that we put on. We also work with special events crew, outdoors, and getting more into our traveling rec as well, so getting out into the communities more. But we have a diverse offering each semester, and excited to talk about it with you today.
Yeah, so what type of classes are offered at the Brambleton Center?
Yeah, so we have a really nice large facility. So we have rooms fit for group exercise. So anything from yoga, Pilates, bar classes. We have a lot of chair yoga offerings, which is really nice, as well as a large community room space where we can do more like aerobic style classes, spread out a little bit more. We also have an art studio where we're doing beginner pottery classes. So that's hand building, wheel throwing, paint your own pottery, that sort of thing. But also like workshops where maybe we'll do a paint night or kind of like a one-time work on a project, take it home that night. And then we also have our youth services team in the building, and they put on, different more for youth and families. So whether it's cooking or art classes where you can kind of get the whole family together, and our therapeutic recreation services as well for adults with disabilities, and they also run camps during the summer for children with disabilities.
So truly something for everyone in the community.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And Alex and I have our little Rec Life brochures here today.
Prepared.
We did.
You're ready.
Yeah, so what are some new classes coming up at the Brambleton Center that you haven't had before?
Yeah, so later this month, we have a day trip to Gaylox, Virginia, not too far, but we'll provide the transportation in one of our mini buses, and that's to their light show down in Gaylox, but you'll get dinner, kind of get a day out of the house. We're looking forward to that. That's on, let me double check my date. That's on December 22nd. So looking forward to that.
Right before Christmas,
Right
getting
before
the spirit.
Christmas, getting in the spirit, absolutely. Kind of talking more about those art classes. We have a couple of really fun ones coming up. There's a pet portraits class, and that's a one-day class where the instructor will actually help you kind of like sketch out your pet, and then you paint it there and can take it home that night. But we also have a drawing animals class, which is 6 weeks. And so you kind of hone in on more skills in that class. And by the end, we're actually going to bring in some friends from the RCACP.
Yay!
Some adoptable pets.
Yeah.
Yes. And so at the end, you can kind of like test your skills on a live animal pet.
Yeah.
So
it's like the most adorable live model you could imagine.
Absolutely. Yeah. No pressure to adopt, but it's always, an option. So looking forward to that. We just added a new pottery session. We're having, a lot of interest with our evening pottery class. We added a Tuesday morning slot for folks that are looking for daytime. And with that, we're rolling with a lot of wellness, like especially in the new year, looking at more like a holistic approach, like mind, body, staying positive, looking ahead. So we've got our stress management classes. We have a lot of nutrition classes to kind of help, get you on track for the new year, as well as a new class. It's sound meditation. So that instructor, she's new, but she will actually bring in different like singing bowls, gong, different things where you get into a really deep, relaxing state in the class. So I'm really excited for that one.
That is nice. Those are nice activities because, like, as you mentioned, we're moving into the new year. So
Absolutely.
setting some new goals, new intentions,
Yes.
especially the relaxing ones. I think that's something we overlook a lot of times. You're focused on, health and wellness and like eating and exercising, but like mental health's important too. Relaxing,
absolutely,
very important.
Yeah, so taking that time for yourself and just we're really hoping that people enjoy that. And then another really neat one that we realized our nutrition instructor could help teach, cooking with alpha-gal. So there's the tick-borne illness where it causes some food allergies. And we've just been hearing about it more and asked the instructor, would you be interested in teaching a class to kind of help people navigate through like a new diet due to, the allergy from that. And so we're excited for that. That's coming up in February.
Yeah, that's really cool because like I know Anna and her coworker Emily work year round at planning programs. And that's something that I think a lot of people don't always think about is the behind the scenes of what goes on to planning new recreation programs, really listening to what our community members and what our loyal customers at Brambleton Recreation Center want, but also using the skills and the knowledge of our instructor base as well, which is really cool. So,
absolutely.
I mean, you're here, but shout out to you and Emily for all that you guys do because planning these takes, a couple months lead time. And then for us to be able to get it in our rec life and be able to promote it it's a really cool thing to be a part of and, keep doing what you're doing. And we're looking forward to getting started in the new year. Absolutely.
Thanks.
Yeah, and Alex kind of touched on some of the like behind the scenes, but like what goes into planning all of these classes?
Yeah, so right now we're kind of getting into the thick of our winter semester. So we have a lot of classes starting up right now before the holidays. We'll take a little bit of a break and then gear back up January and February. But we're actually planning for spring right now too. So while we're in like the holiday spirit, we have a Santa Claus program coming up on Saturday. Like it's, we're geared up for the holidays, but at the same time, we're reaching out to those instructors saying, what are you doing in May or April, get us on your schedule. So we're really thankful for instructors that are passionate about keeping us on their schedule and staying with this community and kind of being able to offer them, especially during these cold months, like offering different activities for people to get them out of the house and stay involved in the community. We're really grateful for people that are willing to teach and do things like that.
Yeah, no, it is. You mentioned getting out in winter. It can be so hard because it's just like you maybe don't want to do something outside because we've had multiple days where it's like in the 20s, low 30s. Yes. And it's like maybe it is too cold to spend hours outside, but what's something you could do to get out of the house so you're not just trapped in all winter. And
absolutely,
a class is a great way to get out, maybe meet some new people, do something so you're not just sitting at home and maybe with your beautiful Christmas lights, but they won't last forever. So exactly. Getting out and having something to do out of the house, but still in a different building.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, definitely encourage that.
And that's something that, we'll be, a lot of our messaging coming up in, January and February is, different alternatives since the weather is cold, how you can recreate inside or with other members of the community and pick up some new life skills as well, which I know you touched on a few, and that's something that's really cool that we offer with the art studio. Was renovated last January, February, so it's coming up on a year's worth of use, and that space has been really cool to see that develop and see all the different, not only different, community members who are there, but all the different programs that we've been able to offer and really expand that programming and expand that net for, not only what the community wants, but for what our instructors are able to provide in that space.
Yeah, for sure. It's been really great.
Yeah. So do you have a favorite returning class that's on the schedule coming up?
So I don't know if I have one favorite. It's too hard to pick, but Alex kind of mentioned like taking feedback and building off of that. And I would say that's probably one of my favorite type of class to run is whether it's a fitness class where it's running at a lower intensity level and the students are really getting into it and they, come to me with feedback or to their instructor and they say, hey, we need a little bit more. And so we'll keep that existing class going, but then add on, maybe a higher level for those folks. We have also had this happen with different, educational classes, or like our stress management class, where we'll offer a workshop and students will come back and say, we really want to dive into these topics more. Can we do a multi-week class? And so I love being able to take that feedback and know that there's a need and kind of work with that instructor and say, hey, what can we do to, add another class, get more people in. So I would say that's my favorite type of class. I don't know if I have a favorite class, though. They're all so good.
You're like, I spend so much time on them. They're all my babies.
They're all my babies. They're all my favorite. Exactly. So.
Yeah. Is there anything else at the Brambleton Center you want us to know about?
Well, looking ahead, we do have a lot coming up for, I don't know if I'll be back to talk about Valentine's Day, so I'll just go ahead and
plug it now. Why not?
February. We'll just go ahead and jump in. But we do have, we're excited. Our last round, we did a Mommy and Me Princess Tea, but this February, we're doing a daddy-daughter dance. So we'll have a DJ and some activities for the families. So really looking forward to that. That event is going to be on February 22nd. We also are going to have a DIY Valentine wreath program, as well as an I Heart charcuterie class, which is going to be really fun.
Say that 5 times fast.
I know, right? I'm not even going to try to say it again once. But so week 1, students will actually make their charcuterie board in our pottery studio, and then when they come back for the next class, they'll learn to assemble their different snacks on the plate. So that'll be fun. We also have a young chef Valentine's Day cooking class, which that's with our youth services. So looking forward to that. And then also our annual Therapeutic Recreation Services Valentine's Dinner Dance at Hotel Roanoke. That is going to be on Monday, February 10th. So looking forward to all of those February Valentine events.
I know it feels like when you get out of December, I feel like Valentine's Day sneaks up on you because you're like so tired from the holidays that you're like, oh, we'll just coast through January, and then like February's right there, and it's like, oh gosh,
we got you covered.
I gotta love people in my life.
Yes, we got you covered.
Yeah, great.
So come on down and we'll make a charcuterie board.
It's a great way to celebrate Valentine's Day. Meat and cheese.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's actually really cool. You get to make the actual board,
right,
and then actually use it.
Yes.
So, and that's the cool thing about a lot of what Anna and her staff are doing throughout the years, planning things that, not only that you can do in class, but you can then take it home with you and use it, multiple uses. And, also a shout out to our therapeutic recreation staff, who's also housed at Brambleton Recreation Center. They're planning year round really for the Valentine's dance. They just wrapped up their sensory friendly night at Illuminite. So, offering a space for those individuals with disabilities in the community to meet at Brambleton Center or go on some of their trips and some of their dinners throughout the year is really cool to see. Everyone at the Brambleton Center, all the programmers from community recreation, youth services, TR, working together throughout the year to, really, find the space and the time to fit everything in that we have. And it's a really cool facility. It actually used to be an elementary school. Yep. Fun fact, if you didn't know that. So there's a lot of cool history. A lot of history in that facility, and it's really cool to see what we've been able to do, I'd say, over the last 3 years to kind of flip some of those older spaces and turn them into, whether it's, a yoga studio, cycle studio, wellness area, and the art program. It's been really cool to see that transformation of that facility.
For sure.
Yeah, it is good to see a building get a second lease on life.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I feel like Alex, he snuck in an Illuminite's plug. It's just all he really wants to talk about.
I feel like at this time of the year, I spend 3 months talking about Illuminates, and I'll take any chance to talk about Illuminite. So, it's middle of December, so we got a few more weeks left at Illuminite. So if you haven't purchased your tickets, you can go to RoanokeCountyParks.com/Illuminates to experience over 650,000 lights in along the half-mile wooded path. And then, of course, we got our artisan market. You went to that and did some holiday shopping.
I did, yeah.
Some goodies.
Did the Rome Roco, and then when we went to Illuminates with the family, I also went back and gave some strong suggestions about things that I might like for Christmas. So.
Nice.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
And then we also got Santa. He just wrapped up at Illuminates. He was out there on the sleigh with the photo op. So that was great this year. Yes. And then, we're looking forward to finishing out strong in 2024 and looking towards 2025.
Yeah, and I noticed some other Parks, Rec, and Tourism events, since we're kind of talking about that now in our Rec Life calendar, that in the new year, the 12 months, 12 hikes starts up again. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so that started out in 2024, kind of going around to different county facilities, and our outdoor recreation programmers have been heading up that program, kind of going throughout the county. Last year we started out at the South County Wetland Trail and using some of our greenways, and now we're kind of venturing in to more of the outdoor spaces in the county. So, of course, on the 4th of January, we got Bottom Creek Gorge, and then in February, something we've talked about before, they're going to Poor Mountain.
Yeah, I noticed that. It was like very exciting.
Yeah. Yep. So our programmers have been working hard, not only on Illuminates for our outdoor services staff, but then they're also programming too. So we've got that. We've got some women's naturals hikes that are every month as well. So some different options for folks. At Explore Park specifically, we have some mountain bike repair and maintenance programs coming up, backpacking 101, and then some backyard bird programs. So a little bit of everything from, your outdoor adventure to some of our nature's classroom programs, to where you can learn some of those different skills that you might not learn in a normal, one of y'all's wellness classes or even pottery.
Yeah.
But then we also have that outdoor setting, which is really cool to see and be able to experience a wide variety of, different skills and life skills that you can learn whether you're out on the trail or in the outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Yeah. And any other PRT events you want to mention, or just plug the brochure in general?
So pretty much, if Anna, you already hit on the daddy-daughter dance, so that's going to be great. Therapeutic Recreation, of course, hosts their Valentine's dinner dance, so we may be talking about that in January, looking at that with Devin and our Therapeutic Rec staff to kind of take a peek behind the curtain of what all goes on to Therapeutic Rec, but also a little bit more about the daddy-daughter dance and the Valentine's dance. We also got our traveling recreation series, which that's something new that we've had for our winter brochure cycle. What that is it's kind of still under development in a way. Yeah. And what that is it's a way for us and our programmers to get out into the community and, learn about what the folks in Bent Mountain would like, what the folks in Mount Pleasant and Mason's Cove would like. So it's really a partnership between us and those different community planning areas from our planning and development team to kind of dive into those and kind of learn what those programs that those folks want in their community, as well as programs that they'd like to see at our rec center. So we'll be continuing that effort as we look into winter and spring.
Great. And as we're wrapping up the episode, last month, my challenge, if you have listened to the episodes, every month I get recommended a little outdoor, out of the office challenge. And last month it was going to Illuminates because I had never been before.
Okay.
And Kelly did a little bonus challenge of finding the elf on the shelf, which I got very lucky, and it was towards the beginning. Day I went, it was with the wolves, so I was like, okay, no, I don't have to be stressed about this the whole trip around. But Illuminates, seeing it all lit up was very fun, and it was thankfully not too frigid of a night when we went. So I know it can get a little cold out there, but with the hot chocolate and then being able to go into the artisan market, plenty of opportunities to warm up. But now we're here and looking for another challenge.
New challenge?
Yeah.
Oh, so does it have to be outdoors, or does
it just has to be out of the office?
Out of the office. Okay. Well, I guess my first question would be: have you been to the Brambleton Center?
I have not been to the Brambleton Center.
Okay. So step 1, tour.
Yeah.
Come on by. We'll do a tour, and then.
I would say I had one.
Okay.
So we got some upcoming programs. It's Build Your Own Pottery, where you actually make your pottery on site, paint it up. I think the one in January is Cozy Mug. Yeah. So that's a cool program idea. I'm not forcing you to do anything, of course.
We can find you a class. Yeah. For sure.
But yeah, I think the art studio is a good place to start, especially this time of the year, and kind of, get your hand at the potter's wheel and some of the other different mediums that we have in the art studio. So I definitely say go by the Brambleton Center. Anna and Emily can give you a great tour, and then maybe we get a spin the wheel in the pottery studio.
That would be so fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah, come by anytime.
I will come by, and I will check out the classes because I have been interested in taking one for a while and getting the inside scoop. So I will take a close look at those.
Okay.
Well, thank you both for coming on.
Yes. Thanks for having us.
Thanks as always for having me. It's great. Looking forward to spending some time with the family and friends of the holiday season, and then jumping into the new year with our Rec Life programs.
Yes. Yes.
If you like this episode, be sure to share it and join us next month as I help you plan your next out of the office adventure. Happy holidays.